Hey guys, Fatso Gamer here. Today we're reviewing Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed. This game was first released in 2012 on the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, Wii U. Was later released on the PC and sold 1,360,000 copies. Now in this game you've got a variety of characters that you can play as. So they are quite popular ones like obviously Sonic the Hedgehog, Tails, Knuckles, Shadow the Hedgehog. You've got Dr. Eggman, obviously the bad guy from the Sonic series. You've got Alex Kidd, a guy from Crazy Taxi, also Wreck-It Ralph, and one of the characters from Golden Axe as well. So something there for a bit of memorabilia for everyone. There's a few different game modes with this. So the one that I mainly played was the World Tour one. So in this you've got your standard race. You've got a boost challenge. So this is it's like a time attack, and every time you hit a boost, time freezes. So, obviously it's an advantage to do that. There's a battle race one as well. So that is, it's a similar sort of thing to a normal race with power-ups, but you've only got 3 lives. Once those 3 lives are gone, you're out of the race, as the same for your opponents. There's a ring race, so this one you fly around a course and you've got to go through these rings. Every time you miss a ring, you get a time penalty. There's a traffic attack. Now this one was actually a lot of fun. So this one you're on your own on a course and you've got to get to the checkpoints in a time limit. But there's these cars on the road, so there's different colors for different cars. So your green ones will drive in a straight line along the course. You've got yellow ones which will veer left and right. And then you've got blue ones which will actively move in front of you to try and block you. So with this, if you hit them, obviously it will spin you out. Then you're unable to get the checkpoints. So other ones, you've got versus. So this is where you rival one other player, so one other character from the game. You've got to beat them. And then there's the pursuit mode. So that one you've got to chase down this enemy tank. And you've got to fire upon him to stop him getting away. So those are the different game modes of the World Tour mode. There are standard races as well. So outside the World Tour, so ones like Grand Prix, your time attack, your single race, and then you've got these custom races that you can set up as well. So they're pretty similar to the ones that are on World Tour, like the multiplayer ones. So you've got your race, a battle arena. So that one is a little bit different. So that one you've just got to basically drive around this arena and take out your opponents, and you've got 3 lives each. You've got a battle race, same basic principle except you're racing. You've still got those 3 lives though. Capture the flag mode, a boost race. So this race is very different. So this one, you basically travel around the course and there's boosts along the way, but there's no weapons available. So the courses are quite well themed as well. So you've got levels from like Sonic Heroes, Samba de Amigo, Afterburner, Super Monkey Ball, Shinobi, Jet Set Radio, House of the Dead, Golden Axe, just to name a few. Really, really well themed. I remember going through, I think it was about the 5th or 6th level along, and it was an Afterburner level. It was actually extremely similar to one of the levels in Afterburner that I played when I was a kid. So very, very good to see. So in this game as well, obviously the power-ups are a big thing being a kart racer, and they do have a unique spin on how they sort of make these work. So the first one we'll go through is the dragster one. So this operates like a boost, except it has a little caveat on it. So basically with this power up, it will give you a boost, but then there's a gauge at the back. So it starts off green, goes into yellow, then goes into red. If it goes past the red, it will explode and it will spin you out. But if you activate the button again, prior to it extinguishing past the red, it'll actually put out like a halo of flame around you. Any enemies caught in that will be slowed down. So really interesting take on it. Next weapon along, you've got the Twister. So this homes in on your opponent and then slows them down for CPU players. If it's a player, so either yourself or a rival player, and it hits them, it actually reverses their controls, so can actually be quite distracting. Next one you've got is a snowball. So this is a straight line projectile. So you'll shoot this at an enemy. And if you hit them 3 times with the snowballs, they'll actually freeze in place. Next one is your puffer fish. So this one can either be thrown in front of you at an enemy, or it can be dropped behind you. When it's dropped behind you, it functions like a mine. RC car, which is like another take on homing missile. Basically, it's a smaller version of your car that goes after either the enemy in front or 2 in front of you, and then takes them out. Bees. So this is a really interesting one. So this one will launch bees at the player in first, but it isn't like a homing missile or anything like that. It will actually drop these bees in their path. Now, I don't know exactly how many it is, but somewhere between 8 and 12. And they're pretty hard to miss. Like if you're a skilled driver, you can weave between them, but it will catch a lot of people. Good thing is it's not just limited to first, because they stay there for quite a while. So you could take out first, second, third. It actually gives you quite an advantage. Next one that's quite interesting. So this one's called a mitt. So it gives you like a catcher's mitt behind your cart. And what will happen with this is if someone throws something at you, so let's say they throw a snowball at you, you'll then catch that snowball. Not only will you not be caught, you also have snowballs to then fire. There is a version of this called the Super Mitt that lasts for a little bit longer and gives you 3 opportunities to do that. So bit of a special pickup, that one, but you can still get it. Next one you've got is a firework. So this is a single-use projectile which will actually bounce off walls. And then the last one for the standard ones is your boost. So this will be very similar to the boost you pick up on the track, and will just basically give you an increase of speed. The last one, which is your special, is called All-Star. So this is represented by a star icon in your item tray. When you use this, it'll basically make you go a lot faster. Collision damage won't affect you, so from walls or objects. And also you'll get access to your character's special as well, which is usually an offensive attack, which is different for each character. Now, how did I find this game? What did I like about it? What was the gameplay like for me? Now this game I actually really enjoyed. I was expecting it to be a lot like Mario Kart, which I really like as well, but it's actually very different. So the thing that's quite different with this is, like Mario Kart is a great game for playing at home. This is sort of adds like an arcade element into it. The what do you call it? The commentary is very good. The set layout, even how the power-ups work. So Mario Kart, if you're in first, you'll get your banana pills. Maybe you'll get a green shell if you're lucky. This one, I mean, I've got an All-Star in first place. I've gotten, you know, the remote control car in first place, which is your homing missile. It doesn't sort of limit you as much as the Mario Kart series does. It's also more based on luck. Like I've had races where I've been coming in 7th, then you get a few good power-ups and then you're in first. It's a lot more action orientated, seems to be a lot more power-ups. Some of the bad things now, the steering isn't quite as good as Mario Kart. Like it definitely has more of an arcadey feel, which can mean that, you know, things like drifting and stuff can be harder to master. Also, the actual question blocks themselves, where you get your item pickups from, are a lot smaller and harder to pick up. But all in all, I'm very impressed with the game. Even things like how the courses will change. So each course has 3 laps, and of those 3 laps, you'll have different like transformations that will happen. So you'll be driving along, and then you'll go through this big blue ring. Then you'll turn into a boat, and you'll be on water, and then you'll do a water one. Then you'll go, you know, you might go up a ramp into another blue circle, and then you start flying. Now, what happens as the course goes along? Depending which course it is, like different things will either break away or explode, or you know, different elements will be added in, and you won't be doing the same thing each time. So like a lot of the courses will actually have like a major flying component at the end, which is really good because you get used to the track, and then on the last level it will change for you and gives you something a bit different. It just adds back in that sort of arcade feel, and you know, that really rewarding sort of, you know, am I going to make it? Oh, geez, you know, this isn't to my skill set, and makes you constantly on edge, and you know, makes you sort of instead of learning the track and focusing on the different things, it's sort of just, you're just more in the moment with the game, which I really liked. The other good thing with this is the character progression. So obviously in the World Tour, which is like your story mode, so each time you complete a course, you get experience points. These experience points will eventually level you up. Every time you level up, you will get a mod. So these mods will change your base stats for your vehicle. So things like, you've got like a balance mod that will take from speed and give it to handling. There's a boost mod that does a similar thing. Basically, it's just a way that you can stay with the same character, but then modify it for each course. Like, for example, if I've got one of those traffic stop ones, I'll use more of a balanced one, which favors handling rather than a speed one or a boost one or something like that. So the other great thing with this, being a kart racer and having that arcadey feel, is you get these stickers as well. So every time you achieve something, like if one of them for me was I got 3 shots with a snowball at long range, which gave me a sticker. Another one was like, you know, I got 20 attacks with a puffer fish. Another one was I got hit 10 times in a race. There's all these different stickers that come up that, you know, although a bit gimmicky, is rewarding as well. So everyone likes that sort of satisfaction, I guess. So overall, I would have to say that this game is very, very good. Not what I expected at all. Like when I picked this up, I expected it to be just a flat out Mario Kart clone. Something that, you know, didn't have merit on its own, and I couldn't be further from the truth. This game is outstanding. I definitely recommend you pick it up. Hey guys, thanks for watching Fatso Gamer. Please hit like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video.
Awesome!